Good morning. I'm doing some more adventuring in the National Forest. This time I'm in the Gifford Pinot National Forest, and right now I'm on Service Road 48, about 10 minutes outside of Packwood, Washington. Now, I actually stayed here last night, a little pullout, and it wasn't level at all, and so I slept at an angle, and I'm pretty sore this morning, so I'm getting out and stretching a little bit. I'm sure I could have gone further up the service road and found a level spot, but I ended up just picking the first pullout. So here in a little bit, I'm going to head up US 12 to the turnoff to Cayuse Pass, or State Route 123. In the wintertime, the Cayuse Pass is closed. I don't know exactly where they closed the road. I don't know if it's right at the turnoff or if it's a little bit further up the road. So we'll figure that out when we get there. And then later on, I'll go up to White Pass, which is on US 12. Probably stop at Packwood, check that out a little bit. I know at some point I will need to do a resupply, so we'll definitely have to stop there. But I plan to spend about 2 or 3 days up in this area. So here we go. Okay, I'm just past where the road's closed on the Cayuse Pass, which is right at the boundary to Mount Rainier National Park. It's about 2.5 miles from the turnoff to US 12. And the Cayuse Pass connects US 12 with State Route 410, kind of over by Chinook Pass. The Cayuse Pass is on the east side of Mount Rainier. So I'm gonna hike a little ways up this road. There's a campground, and then I think there's a couple trailheads not too far further. Okay, I'm gonna give this name a shot. I want to say it's the Onanapecosh Visitor Center. Now, I didn't know this place actually existed, but I also really haven't been over to this side of the park that much. More over by Longmire, Paradise, and the Carbon River area. So definitely gonna check a little bit more of this area out, and probably will have to come back in the summertime. Okay, this is pretty impressive. This Douglas fir started growing in 1293 and was cut down in 1963. And all these little plaques represent major historical events. Okay, I'm on the Hot Springs Trail. It seems like there may actually be some hot springs back here, so definitely gonna check this out. It's not a long trail. I think it's only like 3/10 of a mile. This is one of the hot springs. It was only lukewarm, but you could definitely smell the sulfur.
I'm headed back towards the visitor center, and this trail forms somewhat of a loop. The hot springs have actually crossed the path of the trail. In fact, sometimes it just flows directly over the trail. This is the Onanapecosh River by the visitor center, and before leaving I decided to walk over to the campground to check it out.
Well, this is a fairly large campground. It has over 100 sites, my guess. I'm in kind of in the D-loop area right now, so just wanted to wander back here and see what some of the sites look like. There are a couple of trails that lead off from the campground. Unfortunately, there's a sign that says there's a bridge out, so we're gonna skip those trails today. Wander around here a little bit more, and then I'll head back to the van.
I'm back out on State Route 123, and I decided to walk a little further north on the state route.
Okay, I'm just past the campground back here on the Cayuse Pass. I'm gonna walk down here to this corner and see what's around, and then we'll start heading back. Okay, I'm headed back to the van now. I've been out for about 2 hours. It's probably gonna take me about 30 to 45 minutes to get back to the van. And by that point, just about lunchtime. So I may have an early lunch there, or I may drive back down to US 12. There's a pretty large gravel lot right as you turn off. So, and then maybe I'll have lunch there. And then I'll probably drive up to White Pass. Okay, I'm on Service Road 44. It's maybe half a mile from State Route 123 and about 5 minutes from the entrance to Mount Rainier National Park. I came up here to have lunch rather than be right on the highway. I am going to hike up this service road a little bit. I didn't go any further in my van because we're starting to get a little bit of snow, and I don't know how bad it was going to get. So probably come back to the van, edit some videos for a little bit, and then head into I'm gonna head into Packwood because there's a few things I need to pick up, like ice for my cooler.
So after wandering down the service road for a little bit, I came across this gate, and this was filmed before April 1st, but the gate was open. Now there's no restriction on me walking down it based on what the sign is saying, so wandered down it for a little bit.
Okay, I'm back up on Service Road 48. I'm about a mile and a half in from US 12, and this is going to be my camp spot for the evening. Now this pull-off is somewhat at an angle, but it's not nearly as bad as the place I stayed at last night. Plus there's enough space in this pull-off that I can actually back in without causing any issues with the service road. I generally like to be about 6 to 8 feet off the main path of the service road. Plus my bed is lengthwise across the back of my van, and I'll lay my head on this side of the van, so the angle of this pullout is not going to be an issue tonight. I won't probably have any back pains like I did this morning, but there is cell service here, so that's a plus. But yeah, this is going to be my camp spot for the night. It's still fairly early in the evening, only around 5 o'clock. And since I've already found my spot that I'm going to stay at tonight, decided I'll walk up Service Road 48 a little bit. We're starting to get high enough that when you get a break in the trees, you're able to see Mount Rainier. Of course, if I tried to film it with my GoPro, it's just not gonna be spectacular.
This is a view from Service Road 4820. This is back up on Service Road 48, just past the junction to Service Road 4820.
All right, this is the kind of debris that I was talking about that's across the roadway. This service road doesn't get a lot of use. In fact, I've only seen one of the cars on this service road since I've been here yesterday at around 5-ish. And it's possible that this was actually cut down by some person that had a chainsaw, not even the Forest Service. I might stop occasionally along the way down and clear some more of this debris out.
This is an observation spot along US 12, just a couple miles from the White Pass Ski Resort. We have a great view of Mount Rainier and the Goat Rocks Wilderness area.
Okay, I've made it up to White Pass and I've started snowshoeing. Of course, I stopped at the Nordic Center. You have to have a pass to be back out here. I'm on the Kendall Connector, and I'll probably at some point connect with the Pacific Crest Trail. So depending on how long it takes to get there, I may do some hiking on the Pacific Crest Trail, and that's assuming if I can actually locate it. It's probably not marked very well this time of year, so there we go. So my guess is there's at least 5 feet of snow on top of this vaulted toilet.
I'm on the Pacific Crest Trail now, and I really didn't do a lot of hiking in the White Pass area before getting on the Pacific Crest Trail.
Well, I didn't realize White Pass Ski Resort actually groomed these trails this far up. But a lot of these trails that you see are service roads, and in the summertime you might actually be able to drive down them when there's no snow.
So the Pacific Crest Trail had some decent views, but I had to turn around at some point, so I'm headed back to the White Pass area now. I'm back at the White Pass area, and I did wander around some of the snowshoeing trails that they have. I'm on this side trail which leads out to US 12, and I think to the spot where the Pacific Crest Trail crosses US 12. I decided to hit up one more space in the White Pass area. I'm at the Johnson Creek Snow Park. It's about 7 miles down 4 Service Road 21, so we're pretty far into the backcountry. Although these snow parks are usually in the national forest, they're run by the Washington State Park System, and they always have large parking areas to offload snowmobiles. And in this case, there's groomed trails for the snowmobiles, which you'll see here in a second. This ended up being the turnaround spot. There is a permanently closed service road off to the right here that I did wander down before heading back to the van. Well, I am leaving the Gifford Pinot National Forest, and normally they don't have a large sign like this on a gravel service road. It's normally just a little post or sign, but since there's so much recreational activity back here with the snow park, and I guess this is a major service road, they decided to put up this large sign. But this is going to be a wrap for my time up the Cayuse Pass and White Pass, so I want to thank you for watching.